participate. Set a delay between messages. Hide or put people in timeout. Manage messages held for review. Add moderators to your channel. Nah. Let's just do it. Let's do whatever. Anybody can comment or whatever. I usually don't do lives, so what the hell? I just decided to come on because it said, hey, try a live. And I'm just sitting here, so why not? I will. But I'm in Manila right now. I was here all last week, but then something came up and I had to fly back to Manila. So I'm here right now at the Newport Sheraton across from the airport. Actually nice. I'm sitting in the lounge. They have quite a few different libations. They have one of my favorites that I've always enjoyed, Woodford Reserve. So, oh my gosh, I see two people are watching. Oh no, no. Say hello, man, and give a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. What the heck? And I'm trying this craft beer. It's called Green Lava Double IPA. Now I tried an Ubi beer earlier that was actually really, really good. So I'm excited about that. And you'll have to excuse me. I'm also dipping, so I got the whole man package going on. I'm dipping Copenhagen. I'm drinking IPAs and craft beers and enjoying myself. Hey, right on. What is it? Cocoa Beach, Melbourne? Right on, Ron. It's good to have you on board. Thank you very much. It's good to talk with you. Are you in Cocoa Beach, Melbourne area? Am I saying that right? That is the Space Coast. I used to live in Orlando and used to dive in out of the Sebastian Inlet there, which is just a crazy dive. You take your boat 10 miles out to sea and then just jump overboard and swim to the bottom. But I think, because of the shelf there, it's only about 90 feet, but pretty awesome. Was just in Manila today. Didn't know you were still there. Donald, I wasn't. I actually flew back on Sunday, and then I just got here today at 5 o'clock. I had some things that I had to take care of, so I'm sorry that I missed you, brother. I would love to. Yeah, Cocoa Beach. Right on, Ron. Cocoa Beach. Yeah. I actually, on my laptop, I've got my Ron John Surf Shop video there. I used to work for WJRR, and I know you being in Cocoa Beach are familiar with WJRR, the rock station, 100.1. Yeah. Or 101.1. I was thinking 100 because I used to years ago for WDIZ, which was 100.3 when it used to be a really dominant rock station. Yo, Brooklyn, New York. Jose the Chica. Bienvenidos, brother. Love to have you. Glad that you're here. Hey, if all of you, I see that you're all on here, man. If you could give a thumbs up to the live, that would really help. I appreciate that. I know some guys will say that's e-begging or whatever, but God, I don't care about that shit. I just want to know that you're appreciating it, man, because I don't do lives often. Should I do lives more often? Let me know, because we'll set a time and throughout the week where we could just get together and BS and have a good time. Yeah, back in the day, DIZ was the bomb. You are right, Ron. Yeah, I used to do the morning show there for a while before they blew it up and turned it into a girly station, which is, I don't know if it's still WSHE, She Radio or something, but yeah, it was a great rock and roll radio station. And it had such heritage. Ron Szymanski, some great jocks from the old days. Crash was on there when I was on there, and I want to say Crash is over at the Crow in Daytona Beach. I could be wrong, But I know I also worked with Pat Lynch, who is also still there at WDIZ with Taco Bob. So that was good stuff. Went to BI, in and out 30 minutes, couldn't believe it. Yeah. Graduated in 82 from high school. Same here, brother. Right on. Okay, I got to admit, that was the year I was supposed to graduate. I'll be honest, and I don't tell it, but actually I'm not ashamed of it. I never graduated high school. When I was in the military, I got my GED, and I was in the upper 95 percentile of graduates, but when I was in the 10th grade, I dropped out because I had my own apartment when I was 14, and I had to work, and I had a lot of going on, so I wasn't able to finish high school that time, but I did go back and make sure that I got it all taken care of. I got some college under my belt as well. Carolina, WDR, divorced after 36 years of marriage, signed off on yesterday. Looking at coming on over. I can do pretty well over there on 5K a month, question mark. Looking at Clark area, I'd say yes, you could. And I want to just make a mention here real quick. If you're watching videos and vloggers from the Philippines, some people will say that if you are retiring in the Philippines, that you are just a fucking loser, which couldn't be further from the truth. I think they're, maybe thinking about their own life, because the thing is everybody has a different aspect on how they want to live their life, what makes them happy. If I went by what they would say, then that would make me a loser, which I know could not be the case, because life has been awesome. And I know you're not a loser, so don't listen to those guys. They'll completely tell you all the time that women just want your money. They're just they're just skanks, and it's dangerous here, and you're a loser. But yet they're the ones broadcasting or doing their vlogs from the Philippines like they're the exception, but anybody else that's watching them has got a problem, which is not the case. You look at them and realize that they're the ones with the problem. That's not a big deal. So don't even worry about it. There are a lot of great people doing great things over here, enjoying life. They say it's dangerous, like I said just a few seconds ago. Look, it's dangerous in the U.S. too. I never have any problems here. Just like when I was in the U.S., I didn't have any problems. But people get killed in the United States. People get killed here. People get killed in every country. Just have your wits about you and you're good to go. There's 9 of you. I only see 1 like on the live, so I'm going to tell you again to hit the like button. I don't know if you're like me, you're kind of like, where the hell is it and stuff all the time. And so I never get to it. Let's see. Surprised they sell Copenhagen over there. It must be expensive. Well, Ron, they don't. Luckily, I had a buddy that was coming, and while I was in Manila, he was flying in, and he brought me a log. But where he comes from, it's expensive as hell there. What I've been doing here is I go to the market, and I buy big tobacco leaves, and then I cut them up, and I put them in a jar, and I drop a little bourbon into them, because Evan Williams is available everywhere at every 7-Eleven. Most of the time, and I don't care what anybody says, Evan Williams is better than Jack Daniels. As far as price point, it's so much better, and it's just a better tasting bourbon. It's not a Tennessee sour mash, it's not a whiskey, it's a bourbon. And you just put like a cap full in those cut up tobacco leaves, shake it around, it stays moist, has some great flavor, and you can chew on that, and you don't have all the chemicals and all that other stuff, and it's really, really good. Just a little bit of advice. So 5K USD is a lot. You're right, Cheryl, that's a good price. I mean, if you've got that kind of budget, you're going to do really well. Especially Clark is an area where you're really going to enjoy yourself. It's close to Angela City. No, I'm not saying it's close to Angela City because of Red Street, and you can go to the bars and all the girls and stuff like that, because you can do that maybe once or twice, and it just is no longer exciting. You kind of walk down that street going, but It's kind of pathetic. You see these guys sitting at the tables just looking out. It's kind of like they're waiting to feed the animals as they go by. That's what I think. Good morning to you, Michael. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And where are you fishing? Cheryl, right now I'm in Manila. I'm hanging out just for the night. I had to come over and get some stuff. I flew in earlier today. I got to get some stuff taken care of, and then I'll be flying back home tomorrow to the province where I live. There's a newer brand called Husky, and it's less than $20 a roll. I've heard of Husky. I don't know, is it straight tobacco? Because I don't like the minty stuff. I'm not a Skull guy or a Kodiak guy. I like the straight Copenhagen. And I remember when I was in basic training, we were able to get in there too. But of course, you can't spit when you're in formation. You had to swallow it, so you had to learn how to toughen up. Hey, Dennis, good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you. I hope everything's going well for you. I'm glad you jumped on. Appreciate you a lot. Oh, so they do have long cut, and it's not, because I can't do the menthol thing. To me, that's not good. I know you gave up the tobaccos and smokes. You're just doing the nicotine pouches, which is great, because nicotine is not bad for you. It's all the chemicals that come in with the cigarettes and stuff like that. And that's why usually when I'm in the province, I'm chewing the real tobacco leaves that are actually don't have all those chemicals and stuff in it, so it's good. My province is Samar. I live on Samar. It is the third largest island in the chains of the Philippine archipelago. The first one is Luzon. The second largest is Mindanao, and then there is Samar. And Samar is the poorest of all the islands, I think. I'm not going to get into politics or government or anything like that because I'm a foreigner and I'm not allowed to do that, but it is one of the poorest regions. They do got some tourist attractions over on the east side of Samar. Really nice beaches on the north side of Samar. There's nice beaches on the west side of Samar, but it's more of a it's more jungle, not a whole lot of tourism, like I said. They've got some great attractions, the fast river boats, the Sohoton caves, things like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful island, but it's one of those islands that is not for everybody. In fact, I'd say it's for very, very few, because you don't have all of the stuff that you may want close by. It takes hours to get to different places. Old school flavor. Good evening, fish. Haven't been on as much lately. Started prepping the paperwork so me and my wife can get our account set up there and be able to purchase land and build. Now, old school, I don't know, is your wife Filipina? I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it's always good to be prepared, so I appreciate that. So Clark area might be more conducive for my lifestyle. Caroline, I would say, yeah. I mean, if you want to have like stuff that is appropriated towards a more Western lifestyle, it gets you out of Manila, Makati, BGC, Cebu. But I mean, it was one of the largest bases there for the longest time in the Philippines, and they still cater to Americans because there's still American soldiers rotating through, and you can find Mexican food, you can find steak, you can find nice housing, quiet walkways. It is a nice area. I think you'd probably like it. Okay, yeah, great. She's still a Filipino citizen, so yeah. You guys been married for 30 years, dude? Why not? Find yourself a nice place to retire and settle down. You know, I own land. When I say I own land, my wife owns land. I paid for the land, but I paid for it knowing that I, as a foreigner, cannot own the land outright. Any structure that I build on it, I can own, but the land, no. But I'm looking forward. Look, I'm 63 years old. I'm not going to live to be 100. I have children with my wife, And so I bought land for them to have something. Now, whether they sell it, in 10 years, whatever, that's for them to take care of the kids and everything. And so, yeah, if you and your wife, 30 years, buy some land, get a beautiful place. I don't care. That's great. Yeah, Clark Freeport Zone is very nice, says Cheryl. You're right. You're right. Daniel, glad to see you live. I've been researching for 6 months. I'm suffering from burnout. Recently ran across a lot of bloggers that scare me with their lifestyle approach on the Philippines. There's a lot of negativity out there, I would be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you that not everybody is going to make it here, It does take a special mindset, and I've said it many times in my videos, that it really depends on who you are inside. Do you know yourself? Because you're not going to get what you get in the West. There's going to be trials and tribulations. You got to have patience. You got to relax. To me, I know, getting somewhere is, and I'm not pushing my member channel, but I just put a video out on the members only channel where I was my travel to the Philippines, or travel up to Manila, where, my Uncle Coro was giving me a ride into town to catch the van. First thing that happened, we got in there, got ready to go, flat tire, So I had to wait for Cousin Kevin to come and get his trike, and then, it takes 3 hours to drive over Van to get to Tacloban, and, it can be long days, things will come up, and you just have to go, whatever. Life's going to toss you little things, make the best of it. That's all I can say about that. Thumbs up, Carolina. Thank you. Right back at you. Getting my ducks in a row, so going to make the jump. I'll have about 4K per month. Plan on banking about half. Looking at Dumaguete area. It should be doable. Yeah. Everything I hear, everybody I've talked to that does Dumaguete loves Dumaguete. I've been meaning to get down there. I have not, so I can't speak personally, and so I'm not going to pretend to know everything about it, but there's a lot of things to do with Darwin, Valencia, Dumaguete, Apo Island. You got Siquijor over there. If you like to dive, you like being out in nature, it's got everything for you. There are a lot of expats there. I would suggest go there and do maybe something short term and get to know some people, and then you can probably find yourself a really nice deal on an apartment or a house or something like that. That's the thing, is just don't rush into where you're going to be permanently. Don't just hey, I'm here, and find yourself signing a lease for a year, because you don't know the neighbors. The neighbors might bother you, the chickens may bother you, dogs may bother you, those kind of things. So get to know it. Dogs don't bother me, chickens don't bother me, neighbors don't bother me. I get karaoke in my place all the time. I love hearing music through the woods and stuff, and so it doesn't get to me. If you're looking at it for diving and snorkeling, I've heard nothing but excellent stuff there. So I definitely would give you the thumbs up. Speaking of thumbs up, come on, let's get that like button up. Too many vloggers in Dumaguete, you're right. But, it's like, look, it doesn't matter about the vloggers. How many are you going to run into, And, I know a lot of vloggers. I know a lot of good vloggers. There are a lot of horrible vloggers. There are a lot of vloggers that are just taking advantage of it, And it doesn't, I'm not going to get caught up in the whole drama of all the vlogging stuff. There's vloggers that I watch and I like. There's vloggers that I watch and I go, my God, you're just doing a disservice to everybody, saying that they're talking the truth. But really, that's their truth. And I don't know what got them into that position to be so negative about things. And it's almost like, why are you even here? If everything you talk about is shitty, and if anybody comes here, you're just in for a shitty awakening. I'm not going to buy the whole that every woman is a gold digger. I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to say that you can't trust every local here. I'm not going to get into that because personally, that has not been my experience. If it's their experience, I can't comment on that, but I don't know what's got them to that point where that's been their experience because mine has been different. And that brings me to this. When you come here, your experience is going to be completely different as well, so I don't know. Okay, Caroline, I would like to arrange a time to talk with you, Zoom, etc., discuss my process with courtesy process. Yeah, go ahead, Carolina. Yeah, anytime. We'll do it. The issue with, here's Dennis, he's a good buddy, good friend of the channel. And I appreciate you, Dennis. Thank you. You always got some really smart stuff that you're talking about. The issue with DGT was a lack of city, not a lot of shopping. Flying out means bouncing to Manila, etc. Can be boring if you aren't into bars or growing your own food, etc. But you must be talking about DGT as in Dumaguete. Okay, so evidently you've been there. And, okay. Yeah, I'm not BSing when I say that you guys reach out anytime. Drop me an email. The only time that I won't get right back to you is if I'm, like traveling or something, or I've got something going on, but I try to make it a point to comment on everybody's comments and read them and get back to every email that I can. I think I've said it before, it's like if you're going to take the time out to try and talk with me, I'm definitely going to respond to you, and I'm happy to do that. So you lived there for a year, okay? So Dennis lived in Dumaguete for a year. Not a lot of shopping, flying out means bouncing. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, if you're looking for, it can be boring if you aren't into bars or growing your own food. Well, I mean, same could be said about a lot of provinces, if you're into going out to bars or growing your own food. I grow flowers and stuff in my backyard because I'm a geek now for bougainvillea. I don't know what the hell my problem is. Call me gay if you want. I don't care, but I like the flowers. And I've got jalapenos growing in my backyard that I love the taste of a fresh, green, hot jalapeno. So I've got that. But then I also have my wife and kids, and I've got family all around me, and we are out in the jungle. And if I need to get into town to do some shopping, it's just a quick trike ride in, and I don't even worry about it. Dig that chick singing. Yeah. Brown Eyes Blue and others. Medley, I guess, isn't live. It is live here. She doesn't want clever conversation. She's just letting you know that. That's another thing. The music here is wonderful. You have so many talented singers here in the Philippines. And one of the vlogs that I follow all the time because I love this family is Mission Souls. I don't know if you've ever heard them or watched them, but it's a father and mother and their small children, and I think they're all under. I think the oldest one maybe just turned 19, but the rest are like 16, 17, 10, and they are incredible when it comes to covering, Boston, Led Zeppelin. I mean, just all of these classic rock stuff. It's just, they're awesome. So try them out. Mission Souls. And I just found out that they're going to be touring in the U.S., which was really cool because I used to do radio in Dallas. I'm not bragging or anything, but I saw on their tour line is that they're at the Granada Theater in Dallas, Texas. And I was like, hey, I got that t-shirt. this isn't it, but I have the Granada Theater T-shirt because when I was programming up there, I brought Sammy Hagar and a bunch of other bands to that very same theater. So it was nice to see that they were going to be doing that theater. I loved it. Dig that. Okay. See, you have root. I rent furnished to stay more mobile. Yeah. You're right, Dennis. There isn't, and that's why I try to reiterate all the time about these guys that say, the Philippines is this and this and this, and you live in here, you're just a loser and everything, as they live here and say that. So evidently anybody that's watching them is doing it wrong but them. But they're the ones that's going to give you the whole truth about it. But the thing is like everybody is different. Everybody experiences life and things through their own eyes. So I'm not going to even judge those guys that hate, It's like something has brought them to that point. It's unfortunate because life is too beautiful and too short to always constantly ranting and hating when things can be so much better. That's why I say be excellent to each other, It's not about the Philippines, it's how you arrive here. So, yeah, old school flavor, that Philippines life. Mike is great. Yeah, Mike is a good friend of mine, and I would recommend anybody that. Matter of fact, I was thinking about doing it, and maybe I should. I don't know. Let me know if I should or not, because I've seen a couple of others do the top 10 Filipino vloggers, but I don't want to do a top 10. I just want to do the ones that I watch and the ones that I like, that I think are good, and a couple that I think maybe aren't the best. I'm not going to say they suck or anything, but I'm just going to say it's not my cup of tea. It's not something that I would watch all the time. And then I was going to talk about, of course, Ricky Drama, Sick Grandpa, which to me, I know a lot of people don't like him. And he's talked big smack about me on there. But I love, to me, it's like if you were with the World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, you've got your baby faces and you've got your heels. And he is kind of like the heel, It's almost like, although Ric Flair is a baby face, but he always talks about how he is so much more awesome than everybody. He's got these $900 alligator shoes, this big Rolex, and he's wearing, $2,000 suits, and you're wearing seersuckers and stuff. So I look at it as humor. So, I give him his due, and whatever he wants to keep up with, that's fine. Whose vlogs do I mostly watch? I can't say that there's one specific that I watch. There's one that I've been enjoying, and he's relatively new. And I like him because he's not that good. And when I say he's not that good, he's not polished. His stuff isn't, the best videos, pictures and stuff. But he's really, really trying, and that is The Ugly Tourist. I love The Ugly Tourist. There's something about him, and I think that maybe he and I have a lot of life similarities as far as things go, and I've been enjoying him. But I would say, I watch, and for a lot of different reasons, and I don't want to go into it right now, but because I want to maybe cover this on a video, but I've watched Paul, Old Dog. I don't watch him very often, but I think he does a good job. I love Rabuti because she's a Filipina that's not selling sex. Like, watch my vlog and look at my breasts and all of that. She talks about real Filipina stuff, politics and what's going on and stuff. Is very natural and down to earth. Of course, I can't, I like the regular guy because he's just uncomfortable. to me, he just seems uncomfortable a lot, and but I think he's humorous, and I like his take on things. I don't always agree with it, but I like him. Yeah, with D does, but again, look, she's not doing anything that anybody else isn't, but except for she really has nice breasts and she's got somebody that's doing her camera work. I mean, I know nobody wants to see me laying out on the sand as the waves crash over me as a, you know, a as a camera is floating above and I'm going, it's like, look, I know what guys like, and I could, do more sex stuff on my videos, but I choose not to do that. But yeah, she seems pretty smart. I think she's intelligent. I just don't watch that much of her because she's one of these that also has this whole list of things on her description to buy me these workout pants, buy me this, buy me that. And so I never ask anybody to buy anything from me. I give away a 10 non-negotiable rules for free. If people feel like giving a dollar, they can, but I never ask for anything like that because it's not money motivation. It's not somebody take care of my lifestyle or anything like that. It's just I want to be able to build a good community where we can talk and have a good time, and maybe eventually, if I'm in your area, I'd love to meet with you, sit down, have a beer or a cold water or whatever, and just relax. Regular guy is gay, they said. I don't think he's gay, but okay. I don't think regular guy is gay, but I mean that's kind of like the what is the word that I'm looking? I'm searching for a specific word about how he kind of has like this nervous energy, where he's troubled in finding different things and how to get on buses and where he is and stuff like that. But I like him. He tells great stories and stuff, and it took me a few videos watching him because I liked him more with his travel stuff as opposed to the stick videos that he told at the beginning, how he was boning the Baby-Roonies and stuff like that. But look, he's got catchphrases. Everybody talks about Baby-Roonies. The Phils. Everybody says the Phillies and stuff like that. So good for him. Yeah, old school. Yeah, it's her husband doing her camera work. You're right, it is. And I think they also run a Facebook Expat site as well, because I saw one of her videos on there even after they said that you can't upload YouTube videos to push your channels on here, but evidently because her husband runs it, she got the exception. But no big deal. So what? She's a looker for sure, but way too young for my liking. Yeah, she's a looker, but here's another thing about the way too young for my liking. A lot of guys are like, oh, what are you going to talk to her about? There's not going to be any stimulating conversation. And I'm not talking specifically about D. I'm talking about guys that say, what are you going to talk to younger women about? Like, look, most of you are divorced. And did you really want to spend a whole lot of time talking to your wife anyway? No, you didn't. You're like, hey, I've just worked all day. I'm busy, I just want to relax. And you're talking about, a purse and how you and your friends were doing this. You're zoning them out, unless they go, and then an alligator bite his arm off. You go, huh? What happened? So I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. And way too young. I don't know how old she is, so I don't know. Right on, school. That's good. That's good. Good evening to you, Farrell. Farrell in the Philippines. I like that. I married a beautiful, people say it's like, oh, you marry these women and blah, blah, blah. You're just looking for trouble and stuff like that. Look, I've married a woman and I love the hell out of her, dude. I feel that I'm completely lucky that I've said it before. It's like, I think she's just a unicorn, you know? Like last night when I was in bed, my muscles, my back was aching or something, and I had some kind of like stomach pain and stuff. And here she is taking care of Tarzan, our newborn, who was born on the 22nd. And I said, honey, don't worry about me. You're not getting enough sleep as it is, up nursing the baby and taking it. She's like, don't worry about it. I'm taking care of you. And so she's good. She's wicked smart. Are you referring to Dee? I would say, yeah, she's an intelligent girl. I think she's almost up to 80,000 subscribers. And that's just been in 4 months, I think. I know it's not just on what she talks about. It's just that guys are, horn dogs. It's just a fact. And I'm not holding it against her. It's just natural. It's human nature. So, hey, I don't want to have to cut this short, but I'm getting a phone call, and that's why it seemed to clog up here a second ago. So I need to take this phone call. She did work the first two. We were almost at the 30-year mark. Excellent, brother. Excellent. Been working from home the last 20 years. My wife's been there 24/7. She hasn't worked in 28 years. We've been together. Good stuff, dude. Good stuff. But, hey, thank you guys to all of you. I really appreciate you tuning in. It was just kind of spur of the moment. If you haven't watched the latest video, go ahead and watch it and just comment. Should we do more lives together? Because I really enjoyed this. I appreciate it very much. You guys have a great night. Be safe. Be excellent to each other as always. And thank you very much for the support. I really do appreciate it. And now let me see if I can, how I can just turn this thing on.